What is up, off-road racing insider fanatics? Welcome back to another exciting video. We got a lot to talk about in this one. Good old Wheatland. They call it the diamond of dirt tracks for good reason. Lucas Oil Speedway. They have a sprint car track here. They have a drag boat track here. They've got it all. It's amazing. As for this course, 3 different layouts. It is the only off-road course on tour with an over-under bridge. It's the longest one. We'll see these competitors get more than 200 feet of air on the tabletop. Tight S-turns and a lot of aggression in there. It's pretty cool. Settle in, stay with us. We're going to speak with Cole Mamer, who is red hot, off to the best start of his young career. Matt Brister, who's racing Pro Buggy and Pro Lite. And we also have a very interesting chat with Doug Mittag. Wait till you hear what he did to his vehicle and how much time they put into his vehicle in between the last race. I'm talking, they back half the thing. They did a lot of fabrication. Let's go get it. Let's head over to Cole Mamer. He comes from a motocross background. He's a very competitive young man, and he is off to a sizzling hot start. What a start to the season for 21-year-old Cole Mamer. Cole, you are leading the points after 2 rounds. What's with the hot start this year? What do you attribute it to?
We actually got some test time this offseason. We didn't do any major changes. We knew we had a fast truck at the end of last year, and our biggest thing is we worked out the bugs. So our truck, we feel capable of winning almost every race. We had issues first qualifier for the first race this weekend, but my team, they jumped on it, got the issues figured out, and we're coming swinging all week, and we're coming for wins.
Much different track here in Wheatland. It's long, there's big air. You just finished qualifying. What is the key to winning here?
The key to me, honestly, is slower is faster. That's what's going to come down to here. You got to slow yourself down to be faster on this track. There's a lot of guys bonsaiing, and I don't believe that's the right way to go. So my thing is I take care of the truck and stay on the podium so we can maintain this points lead before we go back on the West Coast.
Tell me what your crew's doing now after practice.
So they're pretty much just tearing into it. They're looking over everything, looking over the issue that we had yesterday, making sure it's not going to occur again.
What was the issue yesterday?
We had a brand new power steering pump fail.
Oh.
It had 0 laps on it to start the weekend, and it was causing the steering to lock up on me yesterday in qualifying. So we switched that out. We had some spare parts, so we're gonna come swinging today.
How would you describe what it's like to race a Pro Lite here?
It's nuts, honestly. It's to be jumping over 200 feet in a truck that only has 13, 14 inches of travel is pretty unreal. So this is probably one of the hands down craziest tracks that we come to on the circuit, and we're just glad that they allow me to be here.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And one of the hardest workers in off-road racing has to be Doug Mittag. They do a lot out of his shop. They build complete trucks, and they put their expertise and knowledge to the test in between rounds. Here with Doug Mittag in Pro 2. Doug, what an excellent debut you had in a borrowed truck. You went 5-2 at Glen Helen. So you're telling me you went back to the shop and it was time to go to work on this thing?
Yeah. Thankfully, Brandon let me borrow his truck. It was kind of a last-minute thing to race Pro 2, but you know the class is growing huge, and we want to be a part of it. So we borrowed a truck for the first 2 rounds. Surprised ourselves with a 5th and 2nd place finish, and then we went back to the shop. We took 1 day off from Glen Helen to now, so 20 days straight we worked on this new truck.
20 days straight.
20 days straight.
You must love it to have that kind of work ethic.
Till 2 in the morning. It was crazy, but we cut the whole top half off the cab. We cut the back half off. We have new front end, custom off-road design front. And a lot of trucks actually have them out here, but kind of just dialed in my truck, and I'm stoked. I can't wait for the race. We already, in practice, we ran fast time, and qualifying, the first qualifying session, we ran 2nd fast time, and then just now I made a big mistake and spun out, and I think we had the top spot, but gave it up on the last lap. But anyways, super stoked. I mean, just the team coming together. Like, my team is insane. Nobody had any days off. Not just me, everybody took 20 days straight.
Well, must have been tough on budget as well, right? That's not inexpensive to do.
Well, yeah,
that
renting the truck the first weekend, and then rebuilding this truck. We have a James Lynn wiring harness. We have a brand new Pro Power engine, RDE transmission. We have all the best stuff, so I have no excuses. And that's kind of where I was at. I was like, I don't want to go to the next race and be like, oh, the truck could be better here, here, and here. Like, let's just go there with the best we got. And the whole team just put their heads down, and we worked hard. So here we are.
What are the benefits you're reaping with all the fab work on the truck? Does it handle better? Is it lighter?
Yeah, we lightened the truck up. The truck was actually like 160 pounds light, so we had to add a bunch of lead weight to it. Lowered all the center gravity on it. Better. The wiring harness from James Lynn is a huge benefit in our team. So that helps with all kinds of different stuff. But yeah, I mean, we literally have no excuses. This weekend is just as good as any other, and I got about 10 laps in the truck, but it's already feels so comfy. Like, I have so much more I can get out of it. So,
wish you the best.
Thank you.
Let's go talk to Matt Brister, the Fast Monkey. His dad is a biomedical engineer and also was an F3 type racer with the SCCA. A lot of brain power over there and a lot of knowledge. The one and only Fast Monkey, Matt Brister. Matt, how you doing?
Feeling all right. We're having a good time here, qualifying, practicing, just enjoying the track and the weather.
You started with a first and a fourth in Glen Helen. What I gotta ask you is, that's a sand track. You come here to a clay track. How in the world do you adapt and handle that transition?
Yeah, it's two different tracks, two different driving styles. You gotta set the cars up completely different. So we took both of them back to the shop, tore them down, did a little bit of testing with the truck. We're struggling a little bit with the truck right now with traction, but I feel like a little bit more time and we're gonna get this thing dialed. Buggy's feeling great. Love driving that car. The Funko Motorsports Pro Buggy is awesome. So we put some meaty tires on the back of it, and we're feeling good for the race coming up here. We qualified fifth for today, so we'll start next to Dale, my Funko teammate, and tomorrow we qualified third. So we're feeling all right this weekend. I think we're gonna walk away
my
with
question
some wins.
here is, let's try not to take a bath. Is it tough going back and forth between the buggy and the Pro Lite?
Yeah, the big difference between the two of them is the buggy has a locker, but the locker frees up whenever you're not on the gas. The truck is always spooled up, so you have to always be on the gas and you have to steer with the rear end of it. Besides that, the weight, huge difference. The buggy has a lot more suspension. The truck has some bigger tires. They're very, very different driving styles, but I feel like we adapt to it really quickly. Going from limited buggy to Pro Lite, I feel like was a huge advantage over going from the lower class straight to the higher class. So we're feeling good.
And what's the key to winning Wheatland?
The key to winning Wheatland is having your setup on point and survive to the end. The course is brutal. That rhythm section eats trucks alive. So we gotta just get to the end of the race. We're gonna play it cautious in the first half and then race for the win in the last half.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Funny story over in Junior 2 kart. Dane Culver's off to a great start. But remember, tune-up and setup is so important on these cars, maybe even more important in some of the classes where you don't have the horsepower to help make up for mistakes. Well, unfortunately for Dane, Dad made a little boo-boo. It happens. They got it fixed now, but wait till you hear what happened. Team Dane Culver. We are here with Super Dad August, talking about what it takes to win in Junior 2 kart. Dad, tell me about what happened with the clutch here this morning and the problem that it gave you guys in qualifying.
Well, this morning I adjusted the clutch a little bit wrong way, and we actually finished 8th. So
show me where you adjust the clutch.
Changed the springs on the rear clutch, and there's a spring setting on there to tighten it and loosen it, and I adjusted it the wrong direction. And I think it was a little too tight, and he wasn't coming out of the corners fast enough, and everybody kind of caught him, so it messed up our time pretty bad.
So the bad news is you qualified 8th, but the good news is it wasn't a race, just qualifying.
Right.
So now you got it right for the race. How tough is it to dial these cars in?
It's very tedious, and I'm by myself, so I don't have a bunch of people helping me, so it's very tedious to get everything all done at the same time and lubricated and make sure everything's spinning freely. What's the key to winning on a big track like this with one of these small Junior 2 karts? Consistency and no mistakes and momentum. These karts are all driven by momentum, so you make one mistake, you lose a lot of time on the track.
feel like you got the right setup now?
I hope so. It's the same as yesterday, so we finished a lot better yesterday.
Good to see you, Dane. Now, unfortunately, we heard that you had a little issue in qualifying. Dad might have missed the tune-up a little bit. What happened there?
I don't know. It was a little messy, and we were having problems in turns and making mistakes.
Okay, so you feel like you guys got a handle on it now?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. This track's way different than Glen Helen. What's the key to winning here from your perspective?
Just to hold our lines and take the right race lines.
What do you think about the big jumps? Is that something that throws you off a little bit, or is it something you enjoy?
The table in the second straight or third straight's a little sketchy because you nosedive into it, so it gets your adrenaline pumping.
So what's the key to not nosediving? Is it just line selection, keeping your speed down?
Well, in the middle it's a little bit more it's a little bit more lippy, so I'd say the outside would be a lot more better.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you.
It's always cool to see the chopper out. Some great aerial coverage that they provide for MAV TV. Make sure you check that out. Guys, I hope you're loving this inside coverage. This is a brand new outlet. Please help us out if you can. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to Off-Road Racing Insider on YouTube, like Off-Road Racing Insider on Facebook. Share with any friend out there who loves off-road racing. I don't care if it's short course, best in the desert, dirt bikes, motocross, supercross. If it is off-road racing, we're gonna cover it on this channel. Please feel free to leave your comments, feedback, story ideas, and we'll keep it rolling, guys. If it's anything off-road racing, we're in. Off-Road Racing Insider rolls on.